Well, this is pretty stunning and good. The cousin of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and this is Jack Schlossberg, the cousin who is the grandson of John F. Kennedy, the former president, is speaking out against Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s candidacy and endorsing Joe Biden, as is being reported on here from The Hill. The grandson of former President John F. Kennedy is ripping Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s 2024 White House bid and throwing his support behind President Biden. Quote, "President John F. Kennedy is my grandfather, and his legacy is important," Jack Schlossberg, the 30-year-old son of U.S. Ambassador to Australia Caroline Kennedy, said in a video posted Friday on Instagram. And I will show you this video from the grandson of John F. Kennedy. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Jack Schlossberg, and I have something to say. President John F. Kennedy is my grandfather, and his legacy is important. It's about a lot more than Camelot and conspiracy theories. It's about public service and courage. It's about civil rights, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and landing a man on the moon. Joe Biden shares my grandfather's vision for America, that we do things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. And he is in the middle of becoming the greatest progressive president we've ever had. Under Biden, we've added 13 million jobs. Unemployment is at its lowest in 60 years. Biden passed the largest investment in infrastructure since the New Deal, and the largest investment in green energy ever. He's appointed more federal judges than any president since my grandfather. He ended our longest war. He ended the COVID pandemic, and he ended Donald Trump. These are the issues that matter. And if my cousin, Bobby Kennedy Jr., cared about any of them, he would support Joe Biden too. Instead, he's trading in on Camelot, celebrity, conspiracy theories, and conflict for personal gain and fame. I've listened to him. I know him. I have no idea why anyone thinks he should be president. What I do know is his candidacy is an embarrassment. Let's not be distracted again by somebody's vanity project. I am excited to vote for Joe Biden in my state's primary and again in the general election. And I hope you will too.
That's powerful. Grandson of John F. Kennedy and cousin of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. saying, I don't know why anyone would support this guy, but you should support Joe Biden instead. And of course, the embarrassment part, that's a strong word to use about your family member's presidential campaign, but it applies. If you're not familiar, RFK Jr., he's running as a Democrat, but he's very detached from reality, conspiracy theorist on a number of issues, and those seem to be the ones that most notably mark kind of his identity in this current moment as a political figure. And so while I've said, yeah, on paper he has some liberal views, those just get completely overshadowed, rightfully so, by his bonkers conspiracy theories. And we went through yesterday this hearing that he was at, where he kept being told, you're super anti-vax, as you've expressed and as you've shared these different deranged conspiracy theories. And he would deny the very theories that then, as I walked through yesterday, you can find the YouTube segment on the channel, the fact check and the video evidence of all the things he indeed has said that were being read back to him. And so he doesn't even have the courage to admit to the wild conspiracy theories that he's pushed that are dangerous and get people hurt and harm people's well-being and health. And so the fact that his candidacy is so incorrect in the eyes of even his own family, in this case his cousin, that he's coming out to publicly endorse Joe Biden and condemn his cousin's candidacy is pretty powerful. One of the things he said is, why would anyone support Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? Another question is, why is RFK Jr. running within the Democratic Party? And then also just generally, why is he running? And some people speculate that it's just to, at least because of the support that RFK Jr.'s candidacy is getting from a lot of people within the right wing, a lot of those supporting RFK Jr. might just like the idea of him hurting President Biden to help Donald Trump, I should say. And he got asked about that in a recent interview and said this.
You saw Hakeem Jeffries there. He came after you very forcefully. They're suggesting that you are sort of a monster created by Republicans, by the right, to blow up the Joe Biden nomination process, and that you're playing into their hands. What do you say, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I'm running because I expect to win the presidency. I'm not running to help Donald Trump or anybody else. I don't like Donald Trump's policies. Didn't like his lockdown policies. I don't like his environmental policies. I am running to talk, and I don't like censorship. And President Trump's
I was banned off Twitter, so I'm running.
Administration engaged in the censorship too. I don't like the war in the Ukraine. I think
it's Ukraine. My goodness. Not the Ukraine. So he denies that, obviously. And I don't know or even really care if he, in his mind, is thinking, I'm going to do this to help Trump or not. That it could very plausibly, that's not cross his mind. He's not just trying to help Trump. It doesn't matter, though. The outcome is what I care about with this candidacy. And his outcome can only be negative because of the candidacy that he's putting forward. He doesn't actually bring forward something good to add to the conversation or to add to the Democratic field. It's just something that could possibly serve to hurt the candidacy of President Biden, help the candidacy of Donald Trump. So regardless of his headspace, that is important to call out. When it comes to why he is running, I saw Lawrence O'Donnell on MSNBC said this.
I've been very reluctant to speak about Robert Kennedy Jr. on this program because I have not wanted to enable his access to the drug addiction that he has never conquered. The drug addiction that has been with him for all of his adult life. The addiction to attention. The very same addiction that has driven Donald Trump in all of his adult life.
True that. I do think in politics sometimes it comes down to just as simple as that. When we go, why are all these Republicans running when they are polling at barely anything? And some of them you have an answer. Chris Christie, he seems to actually want to criticize Trump and hurt his candidacy. But some of the other ones, what are you doing? I think it comes down to attention, and running for president for so many people gets them a level of attention they never would get otherwise. And so for RFK Jr., that could really be all that this is. And right now, those giving him the most attention is, at least in a positive sense, is right-wing conspiracy theories. And so that's why he kind of surrounds himself with them. He also aligns with their conspiracy theories. And that's as simple as it is. But the damage that could be done is so much more impactful than that, and it matters so much. And so to put your own pursuit of attention above the outcome for the country is really selfish and shows a lack of character in my mind. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.